Hey guys, Renan and Andrew from the initial project.
We thought we'd just touch base on a little bit about ourselves today. So, as you know, I'm Andrew.
I'm Renan.
And some of the vehicles that I've owned to get me to where I am today with trying to learn things is 180SX, WRX, and it's fair to say a few Sylvias of the varieties. And then I got the Toyota Bug, which has led me into the AEs and Truno scene.
Yeah, you've got a few of those.
Yep. And we've actually got something to show you guys today. But first of all, let's hear a bit about Renan.
Yeah, so I'm Renan. I guess I've sort of been into cars from a young age. Had a Toyota MR2 Turbo, just doing general maintenance work and small upgrades here and there. Sort of led to getting an MX-5 for that sporty driving car. Wanted to do a rotary swap in that, and eventually pricing it up led me to buying an RX-7 because it was cheaper. Well, back then it was cheaper. Now they're, what, 60-ish?
Yeah, well, especially in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Price of cars have gone up these days, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess just having sports cars and things breaking and working on them, wanting to upgrade them, make them faster, sort of led me to knowing the things I know about cars today. So
It's through Cars and Friends is where Renan and I met. And so we thought we'd join up and sort of share with you guys what we've learnt and how we can do it at home if you give it a go. And remember, there's a comment section that if you've got anything that you want us to sort of talk about or interested in knowing a little bit more technical stuff maybe, you can either message us there or through our Instagram, which we'll link together. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button.
yeah, I mean, we're by no means professionals, but we've learnt what we're doing just by doing it. So we definitely encourage everyone out there just to grab a wrench, grab a spanner and just get stuck into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you only learn by trying, right?
Yeah. So today we want to show what the complete next project is going to be and talk a little bit about that. And
yeah, it's actually strange. So I've known Andy for quite a while, and he's had this in the front yard of his house for, what, over a year?
yeah, a fair decent time now.
Yeah.
Trying to protect it from the weather.
And I've actually never seen it before, so this is going to be a reveal to me and you guys. So
All right.
let's get into it.
Shall we have a wee look, eh?
Yeah.
As you probably could have guessed by the name of the channel, it is definitely another Truno.
She's a bit rough.
There's, it needs a bit of work, but that is, that's what our channel is going to be about, really showing what you can do if you just try. It's beautiful.
It's a project.
Yep, I've seen worse.
I've seen better.
No? It's got a bonnet.
It's also got a lot of rust.
Yeah, just missing a few bits, and we will show how. Well, we'll show when they show up and what parts we need, and what parts we need to replace, because let's face it, it's going to need some serious work.
So why don't we show them what's under the hood, and let's see what's under the hood.
Yeah, so it's not a V8. It's a cavity.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So this used to have a 20 valve in it, did it?
Yeah, so this here, from where we are in New Zealand, this is already road legal for a 20 valve or 16 valve 4H, which is probably what's going to go back in it. Haven't decided which one of the two yet, but all will be revealed in time. Yeah, so she's got adjustable suspension front and rear currently, but in this channel we will show you how to pull it out and probably inspect it, because I've just got a feeling that this is leaking real bad. So if it's shot, we'll put some new in there, and we'll show all of that as well. In there.
That's a sunroof on the roof as well.
Yeah, she's a sunroof model. So, you know, got the breeze in your hair. Look at that, it's even functional.
Wow.
Yep.
And a roll cage.
Yeah, she's got a half cage, which just needs a little bit of tidying up, and shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah.
And it currently has a dash.
So I'm not really an expert on true nose, but obviously Andy is. So he's probably going to be the one leading the charge on this one, and I'll be there, providing my input from my knowledge.
Gold.
I can tell you that's not right.
Bloody gold. So some of the important things to look for if you're going to buy a Truno in this sort of condition is obviously rust. You know, they're 35 plus years old now. So you just want to look at the bottom of the doors, and if it feels nice and flat, you're probably going to be okay to start with. Around here, inside the boot pockets, which we'll look at later, behind the rear bumpers, you want to inspect all of that. Check down here. The usual areas for Toyotas, most Toyotas to rust, is around the hatches. So you'll make sure the hatch is good. Inside the boot is good. The guards you can replace if you really needed to anyway, so wouldn't be too worried about that. The bonnet's replaceable.
I mean, it's got good bones, so it should be a nice wee project actually.
It does have very good bones. Yeah, it is. It just needs a bit of love and a bit of reassembly and time.
And money. So the general plan for this is probably to head towards a Panda Truno look. So the typical white with the black striping around the exterior.
Yeah, I think this will be a good project for that, because we don't actually have a Panda around here, and we'd quite like to do that. As for engine and gearbox, it will be a 4H. We're undecided on whether it will be a 20 valve or a 16 valve, but it will be NA. We're not doing turbo, and it probably won't have ITBs, but we'll see what happens. And we'll probably have a T50 gearbox, and at this point in time it's got drum rears. We may leave the drum rears to get it rolling, but then from there we may end up putting a T-Series in, one of the spare ones we know that's around here. Interior wise, it does have a half cage. I'm pretty keen to keep the half cage because, wow, it's a half cage, it's pretty cool, like race car. That will affect some of the interior panel pieces, but the majority of them will go in, like the carpets, the dash, any sort of surrounds around the dash to make it feel more homely, factory seats and that sort of things. Suspension wise, we'll be looking at adjustables, probably front and rear, if not the front anyway, because just gets a better ride height and ride feel when we do that. Factory front and rear bumpers. We want to try and keep it factory on this one.
So not too out there and...
Yeah. Well, as you've seen with the other build, we went all out, made it wide body, went for the wow factor, which is definitely cool, but we want to try and go for the initial D Panda look. It's iconic, you know, and it'd just be a bit of a dream of ours to create one, you know, while we still can and while we can still get parts, and to share that journey with you guys, again, while we still can.
I guess one of the key things to the initial D86 look is being the pre-facelift, which luckily this is, so we don't have to worry about trying to source, you know, the unique like facelift bumpers and stuff like that, which do become quite difficult to find, especially in really good condition. So we're quite lucky to have that already, have the good body parts. So just a bit of panel and paint really.
Yeah, and it were kind of convenient fortunately lucky that it actually has most parts with it already. I have been through it and there's a selective few bits that are missing, which is expected. But as a whole, it gives us a good start to really start showing you how to get started if you're going to get one in this condition. But yeah, we're looking forward to doing this with you guys and showing you what we know along the way.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to continue watching along, then yeah, like and subscribe. You can follow our Instagrams linked below. And yeah, we're aiming to just keep producing more content, more of sort of what we're doing just in general weeks or weekends.
Yeah,
just
going out and about, seeing mates, taking the cars out, just your general sort of stuff.
Exactly, and anything in between, and as well as sort of focusing on this as a project, and doing this will sort of encourage us to keep doing more on the car. So hopefully, who knows, maybe by the end of the year, it'll be running around and have a couple more to float around Christchurch.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.